use some fish for bait. Today we'll try to catch octopus. We may get to the deadliest crab section. I don't know. We're going to do as much as we can, all right? So anyhow, a lot of people have asked me, how did I get to the Bering Sea in the first place? And the story is similar, only I was in Kodiak, Alaska, and I was offloading halibut. The year was 1991, and a guy brings down a piece of paper. I'm up at the office, and he shows me this piece of paper. He says, hey, look at this. If you do not have a Bering Sea king crab boat fishing by January of 1992, you would not be allowed to do so. And it was 1991. I had never been to the Bering Sea before that day, nor had I ever thought of going king crab fishing in the Bering Sea. But when somebody tells you that you can never do something for the rest of your life, something starts wiggling, right? So I walked down the dock, and I found a friend of mine that had a boat, and I talked that guy into flying down to Mobile, Alabama with me. That's where they built some of these king crab boats. From Alabama? Right on. We get picked up by Elmo Horton. This guy's, he's about 70, got a big wad of snooze, and he puts me.
There's 4 life rafts on the stern of this boat, and if we need to get into one of those, Kiwi and I, we're going to deploy those off the stern. We're going to bring them around to the starboard side right here. We're going to get into those life rafts right where we came on board today. Not even going to get our feet wet if we need to do that. I think everybody already knows, but I'm just going to recap. You and your crew are probably going to die if you don't get some assistance, okay? Now this was one of the Mayday calls came from this boat then. And it laid there long enough that all the engines died. And the reason they did is because all the... Get straight up to the boat. This is the direction that the line is going into the water. So David upstairs can see. In a normal commercial operation, the captain comes down and runs the rail here. He's got boat control, so he can drive the boat, steer the boat down here, and also there's the hydraulic valve which operates the block right there. People ask us, do we wear these headsets at sea? That's a negative. Last thing they...
That's one of those fish that you shot down there. Yeah. Now what is that? This is a quillback rockfish. A quillback rockfish.
Let me get one of these.
It is a big fish. See the quills on top of it? Very. This is a quillback rockfish. Quillback. Quills on the top. Very sharp. King crab can stay out about 7 hours, depending on the air temperature outside. Yeah.
Jerry.
Have her roll it up in the backwards to get that starfish.
That'd be great. Thanks.
See the little tiny ones on the front?
So you saw how fast that happens? I've still got all my fingers. You know, when things go wrong in the back, when you're setting this gear, they're going to go wrong in a hurry. You know, you've got a split second to think, can I save it? Or you just stand back and hold your hands in the air and let it all go. A smart man will do exactly that. Stand back and just let it all go. You're going to get it back, you just got to get it back in a big old pile. I don't know if we've told you, but you guys are you're seeing the best eagle show right now. You're going to see anywhere. Okay. The question is, do they stick these fish in the nest? If you'll watch, some of these fish will actually, or these eagles will actually eat the fish in flight. Some of them will take them over to the beach and eat it.
6, 7 miles. Over and over.
Now, if everybody look at the direction I'm pointing right up there, that's an eagle's nest, you see? Average size of their nest is going to be 5 or 6 foot diameter, although they will get as big as a 10-foot diameter and weigh as much as 1 ton or 2,000 pounds.
Where did you say the nest was? Oh,
But I'll know that before they
she freaked out.
Okay, it takes 5 years for an eagle to become what we call an adult, to develop the white crown tail feathers and the more solid colored feathers. Their feathers are actually longer than the adults and more downy. The reason for the longer downy feathers, kind of like training wheels, if you will.
It's what I meant. Australian flag. So I might try
Your eyesight that's great. Your eyesight, is that what it is?
Yeah, right there. Look here. Good.
Are they territorial with their trees?
Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw one of these quill backs we caught. It makes a pretty neat shot. We can get one of these eagles to take it. That's a pretty big fish.
Oh, no one wants that.
Uh-oh. Okay, I think they're on strike. They might think it's too big.
Throw some little ones in, maybe it'll attract them.
Anybody ever heard of that saying, bird brain? They're pretty smart. They're looking at that fish, trying to gauge whether or not they can pick it up off the water.
Yeah, if they grab a hold of that fish and they can't pick it up out of the water, he's going to crash into the water with it. What's that? Well, the question is, how much does an eagle weigh? The biggest is going to be the female. When she's full grown, she's going to have an 8-foot wingspan and weigh 15 pounds. Yep, 1.5. You know, I would guess that fish is 2.5 pounds, maybe. No, they could fly with that.
They can lift it up. It's just raining and they're just a little bit leery.
Well, when it's raining out, their feathers actually get kind of wet. They really don't fly as much.
They have a fight.
Okay, that eagle. That's not really where he wanted it. That'll work. That's why he didn't want it there, really. Overboard trip today.
we had a quick question. Somebody asked me the different colors of that line. This white line that's by the buoy setup, that line actually sinks. So that it's flat tide, you don't have any floating line on top of the water, where another boat might run over the top of it, lose your call.
What are those little ones? They're the same thing as little?
Snow crab.
Oh, okay.
Let's work with the king crab. We're gonna haul another snow crab pot. I'll bet you we caught some in that other pot. Snow case.
Kind of interesting, if you look at those brown king crabs, they're all right-handed. What I mean by that is the compression claw, the big claw's on the right. If you look at this red king crab, he's left-handed. Kind of neat.
How big his claw is.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, if you go to Red Lobster, you're probably going to be getting a helio crab, a tanner crab, when they give you a crab feast. But
Now, what color will this one be when it's cooked?
when they're cooked, they all turn red.
No matter. So you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
You really can't once they're cooked.
Oh, I see. Is there? How about a difference in the flavor?
There's not. They all taste the same. They really do. They all taste the
I
same.
like king
How
crab.
old is that?
Put your finger in his claw.
You know, this one here, I'm guessing, let's see, it's about 6.5. I'm guessing this crab is probably 7.5 years old.
What if you when that
What's that?
that hurt? If your finger would
Yes, that would. It would draw some blood.
This one especially.
Drop a note off it.
Yeah, that thing, you'd be surprised how hard he could squeeze.
How hard?
You would.
Break it. What are these guys?
Got some other crabs in that pot. You put bait in pots, sometimes you get different crabs. Terry? Just tell them about Eddie. I got a little. I'm cooking. That's it. You catch anything.
It's like starving to death tonight.
Only the little fish. Oh, my God. Little prawn. Yeah, little prawn. That's right back here.
Jerry. Jerry.
Now, when we want to go get some prawns for dinner, especially when we get up here and these are what you call spot prawns. You can dig around in there, grab what you want. I'll take some up here. You pick them up by the head. Check them out. Like that.
That's the way I'm holding it. It's right behind you. It's right there. No, not as long as you hold it right the way I'm holding it.
Okay, if you guys want to look at that launcher right there. See these hooks coming up on the side right there? We call those hooks, we call those dogs. The first thing we're gonna do in the Bering Sea, we're gonna put those on that pot. That pot weighs 800 pounds all by itself. You get it full of crab, there's a lot of weight there. A wave comes over the side, takes that pot, throws it off there on top of somebody. You're gonna hurt or kill somebody. It's the first thing we're gonna do. We immediately can dump those crab onto our sorting table, into our totes. That monster makes about 30,000 pounds of force. You don't want to get in there because if you do, it's not gonna, your body's not gonna slow it down. It's gonna go until it finishes what it's doing.
That's all we need to say about that. But you know what? That's why the new kid, he goes over there and he fills the bait yards for about a year. And he watches. Because you don't get a second chance working around a piece of equipment. Just about in any business. More or less that thing right there. If you get in the wrong spot at the wrong time,